Yeah, that
I
connectivity,
could not
sorry.
make that. Yeah, I could not make that successful. I was trying to explore and troubleshoot those things, but it is quite interesting to trying ping and then check
Hmm.
where till where we are able to send the traffic or say packets, and then where the problem is. So I was trying to that. In fact, I was thinking if I am not able to succeed, I will send that packet tracer file to you.
Why
Get
not?
you.
You can share your screen now if you have it.
I don't have the way to share at this time, but
Okay.
uh, I will send the file maybe, and you
What
can
was the
just.
issue like? Could you connect the with the cables? Could you connect the different devices?
I did have connected all the things. It was showing all green, and
And
I
hmm,
was. It was going till router 0, and then to the router 1. There were three routers.
hmm.
So first router it was going. For the second router, it was not going successfully.
Oh, that is because maybe did you
Mhm.
give proper IP addresses?
I did have given the IP addresses, and I checked again that whether the IP addresses were onto the right interfaces or not.
Hmm.
But I will try to. I think it will be more interesting to troubleshoot. I will try it again and then try to make
And
it
did you
successful.
configure the
I
routing
will share the
protocols? Did you configure RIP on all the three routers?
not RIP, not
Then
RIP.
that's it. That's it. End of the story.
Oh,
That's it. See, you
okay,
got it now. See?
okay, okay.
So,
Because it was entirely showing all green, so I was
hmm,
wondering it is showing all green.
hmm.
Interfaces are correct, IP addresses are correct. I went, I tried to send that packet, and then I was just wondering what has happened.
Now look. So now did you get it? What's happening?
Right. Yeah, I got to know like between the two routers, the RIP protocol has to be established, otherwise the packets will not be sent.
Yeah,
Right.
correct. So that's the point. This is 21 on 2. This is
Yes,
31 1.
yes.
This is 31 on 2. This is
And that one was
41 1.
41.
I hope now everybody is familiar with the kind of addressing we are doing, right? This is 41 on
Right.
2. This is 41 on 3, right?
Mhm.
And we are
So
using
when I
all
was
/24. Yeah.
so when I was trying to send the packet from R1 to R2, the
Hmm.
packet was not. That was. In
So
fact,
from
it was showing all green. So I was
uh,
wondering, it is showing all green, but why it is not
so
being
if
sent?
you check here, show IP interface brief, and then you should
Mhm,
see up and up, and then you should check show IP route. Only two
mhm.
commands to begin with.
Okay.
Right here, because in R1 you must have noticed only if you give this command check its routing table, you will see only 10 and 20 which are directly connected. CC, LL, L for
Right,
local,
right.
but not 30 and 40. See that?
Mhm,
So if you ping from PC1 to PC2 on the extreme right,
mhm.
what happens? Default gateway is given, right, to PC1 also. That is 10 on 1.
Yes,
So the
yes,
packet
I
will
did that.
come up till this point. But then router
Right.
is going to look at the destination. It is 41 on 3, right?
Mhm.
So it's going to check its
Right.
routing table. It doesn't see 40, any network beginning with 40. So what will it do? It will
Mhm.
drop it, right? It will drop
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So that's it. End of the story. So now when you
Got it.
configure it, what happens? R3 gives 40's information to R2, 40 networks, correct?
Correct. Correct.
And R2 gives 30 and 40 networks information to R1, correct?
Correct. I got that point. I
Yeah,
now able to recollect that.
correct.
Yes,
And
RFD
then,
was the protocol.
yeah.
In fact, I appreciated that it was one of the easiest way to connect the two routers
Hmm.
in sending the packets.
Then R1 will give 10's information to R2, and R2 will give
Hmm.
10 and 20's information to R3. So then
Right. Right.
everybody will have all the four. After that, communication should
Hmm.
happen. Okay.
Right. Got it.
So good. So we have revised whatever needed to be revised so far, right? And now
Right.
let me again take a router, simple router, any router. I'll just take the first one, click on it and click on CLI. So it's booting up, right? So we have done a few commands. It's picking up the iOS file from the flash and loading it in the RAM. Okay. What about others? Nobody joining today is almost 12 minutes ahead. Okay. So it's on the, it brings you here to the setup mode, right? It's because it's not configured, it's a brand new router or on factory default settings. So it will boot up and it has got you to this point, dash, 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 system configuration dialog, dash, dash, dash. If you see this, that means this is setup mode, right? Then it's asking you a question. Would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Yes or no?
Right.
Right? So now, in real life, we'll say no and straight away come to the user mode, right? The first mode.
DJ, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I practiced a few things on the packet tracer, and I was trying to copy it from the RAM to NVRAM.
Hmm.
And when there's an option for destination file name, you said you can name it anything you want.
Hmm.
So I just named it Donkey for reference, and it
Okay.
gave me an error saying error copying NVRAM, invalid
Oh,
argument.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me change the host name to R1. Let me go and give interface gigabit 000. Sorry, gigabit. You can give a space there. 000. No, no slash after that. And I can enable the port and I can give an IP address of, let's say, something 10.1.1.1. And of course, I have to, if I just press enter, it will say incomplete command. That means after this also I have to give something else. We know what? The
Subnet.
subnet mask, right? I am pressing up arrow here and subnet mask, IP subnet mask. We know subnet masks begin with 255, right? So just an example here. So don't wonder why last time you were giving 255, 255, 2550, why you have given 255, 255, 240. I'll explain you all this thing later on. I'm just deliberately changing, right? Just to show you that I have changed it. Okay. I could have given 255, 000. I could have given 255, 255, 000. I could have given 255, 255, 2550. I mean, I'll explain you all this thing later on, right? No, nothing to worry. So I've given some subnet mask. That's it. Don't worry. Okay, and some IP address. And because it is not connected to anybody else, the port will not be up and up. It will be up and down. Why? Because if it sends a signal, hello, whatever, from that gigabit zero port, it will not get back any signal, right? Because there's no opposite, no device connected on the other end, right, of the gigabit 000. Okay, but let's go and have a look. So do
So we have to save the config.
show, yeah, do show run. I given a command. Sorry, anybody? You're telling me
I think
something?
we were trying to save the file or the
Hmm,
config
hmm,
with
hmm.
some file name, right?
Right. So therefore, I have given R1 as the host name and I have given some IP address, right? At least.
Right.
Okay. And nothing
Okay.
more. Okay. Right now. So if I given a command do show run, it's showing me all the commands stored in the RAM, right? Running config. This is the current active configuration, right? Because we don't have anything in the NVRAM. Do show start. Startup config. So for short is start. See, it says nothing there. So if I say do WR also or copy run, instead of running dash config and startup dash config, I can just give copy run start. So source is my RAM and this is my NVRAM, right? Destination. Okay. So now if I say, well, normally we leave it on the default only, right? But let me try and see if it works. Error copying. Okay. I don't know. On the real router, it should work. Got it?
Okay.
On the real router, it will work.
Okay.
Here may be some issue with the software. Anyway, so this is not a big deal. What we can normally do is we can just leave it on default. Is that okay? Because the purpose is just learning how to copy from our running config to startup config. Okay. So let's not change the name. No worry. But this is the default name, right? And I know 110% that if I type there monkey donkey or whatever MD, it will it will say all these commands in a file named monkey donkey inside the NVRAM, right? So because this is software, it is not supporting. Let me try this. From the privilege mode, I don't think it will work right now because the software is not supporting. And it's supported, it would have supported from there also. Okay, so I'm just typing here copy run start. Let me type here monkey donkey. Okay, so it's not supporting, that's it. Okay, so 95% this software is okay. 5% something little bit tits and bits, it won't support. Okay, so
Correct.
don't worry, none of us has got any tension about this, right? So let us not
Yeah.
change the name, but let's learn how to copy from RAM to NVRAM. Now, if somebody turns off the power, you're still going to get all the commands, right? If you just turn off this power, you get my point. You'll still get all the commands. If you have not saved this, you lose all the commands. Okay, is this clear? Understood, everybody?
Yeah.
So show start. Now if we say, so now start, look, startup config also has got, that is NVRAM, right? Same command. It is Xerox copied it too, right? Of the RAM. Okay. Now look, I am going to, so we have given one IP address to gigabit 0, but we have not given any IP address and not even enabled gigabit 1 port. So let me just go there, config T, and let us go to interface gigabit 001 port, which we never configured before. And just let me say notion, and let me just give some IP address. Let's say 20.1.1.1, right? And some subnet mask. Okay, so I'll give something. Done. Now look, do show run. What's happening? So in the running config, RAM, we can see that we have given the IP address. But let's check do show start NVRAM, right? So there we have R1 saved because the earlier and this one. But see, here we don't have any IP address. You get the point? Because we didn't say now do copy run start or at least do WR. Is this clear, guys? Everybody? Now I have saved it again. Now if I again say up arrow, do show startup config. Now gigabit 1 will also get. ठीक है ना? Understandable? Easy? Yes or no? Everybody? Understood? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
if I say erase startup config, right? Which means what? I am going to remove all the commands from NVRAM, right? So what did I say? Erase startup from the privilege mode or any other mode beyond this global or router or interface. You can say do erase startup. Here we don't have to say do. Okay, so it says erasing the file system will remove all the configuration files. Continue. I'll say enter. Yes, that means confirm. Erase of NVRAM is complete, right? So it gives you this syslog message, system log. Okay, so now if we say show start, what will happen? So it says there's nothing. Got it? But still power is there. So now if you again say do copy run start or do W or just WR from here or copy run start, it will again save it. But now if I turn off the router, I will lose all the commands, right? You get the point? Yeah. If I say reload or if I just recycle the power, proceed with reload, that means I am restarting the router. See again. So now I'll lose all the commands. Now the router is back on factory default settings. Is this understood?
So it's like a format command.
Absolutely. So again, see system setup mode. So no, and now look, R1 name has gone, right? It has come back to router. ठीक है? Would you like to enter initial? I said no. Press return. I pressed it 7-8 times. Anyway, now we know enable. So run or full command is running dash config. I press tab key. Building configuration dot blah blah blah. Current configuration version iOS. No. Some commands are disabled from the factory, and now today I will explain you all these commands.
So the command was reload.
Yeah,
Without
reload
any parameters.
from the privilege mode. Okay. Any other mode, you have to say do reload. Reload. Okay. Show start. So I think now we all must be a little bit familiar with show run, show start, all these commands. Show IP interface brief, show IP route will again come later on, but yes, so far. And user mode enable and privilege mode, configure terminal, configure terminal and hostname R1. Yes, interface. So now do show run. I just give R1. Otherwise, except for R1, all the commands are on factory default, right? See, nothing on gigabit 0, nothing on anything else, right? No commands below, no password, no login, no logging synchronous, no exec, no server, exec timeout, all those commands. Even if they were there, they have disappeared. So now hostname, again R1, interface, gigabit, no shut, some IP address. Yeah. What more commands? You can see description, right? Now what you say here is up to you. Maybe this is an MPLS line going towards the ISP, right? So MPLS line connected to ISP. Right? Something, I mean, it can be Jack. I can type Jack and Jill, not a big deal, right? You can give a description like this. And of course, you have to enable the port. Normally, I don't give this command, but if somebody tells you in the company, exam, nobody will ask you, right, to give a description. But if anywhere and everywhere, right? Company, real life, exam, whatever. So just give some description, whatever they want. So do show run. So we have R1, we
So
have,
the description is at the interface level.
yeah, you're describing the interface. So you have to come under this interface.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Good. What more? Up arrow, do show run. Enter, 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 enter. Okay. So let's revise quickly. Line, what more commands? Line, console con 0, password, CCNA, login, logging, logg tab, s tab, logging synchronous. Likewise, line AUX0, password. Real life, of course, is going to be different. Passwords and complex. And then login. And then logg tab, logging, s tab, synchronous. And no exit timeout. Likewise, line VTY telnet, right? All the 5 ports. Password, CCNA, and login. And logg tab, s tab, logging synchronous. And no e tab, exit timeout. Do show run. What more commands? So hostname we know. We are not touching this. IPsec, I'll explain you what is this. Cisco Express forwarding later on, right? This spanning tree also we'll discuss when we get into switching. Gigabit 0, any port, right? You know how to enable it. We have given no shut, therefore shutdown is gone. But no shut is not visible. Obviously, the port is enabled by us. We know it. Description is optional. You may give it, you may not give it. IP address separate mask, we have to give it. When I say IP address, it follows by separate mask also. And we are not looking at this one also right now. Ignore. Other ports also, we are not using them right now. So I ignore this one and this one. And look at this console port we know, right? No exact timeout I forgot to give here, right? See, enter, 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 enter. So where's no exit timeout 00? I forgot to give this one under console port. So we can again give it. Rest all okay? Password, login, logging synchronous, and no exit timeout or exit timeout 00, whatever. Likewise, this one, password, login, logging synchronous, and exit timeout 00. So I can, I don't know which line is this. So just to make sure, I'll just type again line console 0, con 0, no exit timeout. Do show run. Now we have under this also exit timeout 00. Okay. And now, what more commands were there? Banner, MOTD, some symbol, and I'll just type here MOTD instead of the actual message that will be provided to you in case in the exam they want you to configure it. And one more banner, question mark, login. And then again, I can take any symbol that you want, and I'll just type here something that will help us remember what we had given. But real life, it will be something different. Do, show. And the third banner is not supported, right? Where am I? What happened? Oh, I started here with this and I ended with something else. So this is a big problem. Okay. So now what's happening? Let me end with hash. I don't know what I have been doing. Do. So look what happened. Up arrow. I should have given here hash, right? Instead of that asterisk or star. Okay. So let me just say do, show, run. So we have banner MOTD. Where's the other banner? Let me create again. Login. And let me simply finish with this only. Okay. Do, show, run. So now we have R1 hostname. Gigabit 0 is there. And we have both the banners here, right? And we have now console ports, password set, all those things, right? And likewise auxiliary and Telnet. What more, guys? Okay, that's it. Do, show, run. Okay, remember more commands. Enable password. This is useless, so I'll give monkey donkey. But if this is the only one, then if I go to a user mode and say enable, I'll have to give enable password, which is monkey donkey. Let's say empty. So I'm just going to type in empty. Okay. So I'm now from the user mode, privilege mode. But if I directly type here exit, if I type here disable, I'll go to user mode. From user mode, if I again type here exit, or from here only I am typing exit, right? So I'll be out of the console, right? Entry from right from the beginning, right? Which says R1 console 0 is now available. Press return. So look, now we can see the two banners, right? And imagine as if you're reading restricted access and right all those things, security banners maybe unauthorized, right? Users prohibited, blah blah blah, subject to legal whatever prosecution and all those. Okay, now this is the enable. Which one? This is the console password. So I'll give here CCNA. This is the enable password. So I'll type here monkey donkey. Right? Got it? Show run. So now we have enable password, but we have a still better one. Enable secret. So we are going to use that. This was the first one. This was the second one. Right? So if I want to remove this, I'll again go there and say no enable password. That's it. So it will be gone. I don't have to type monkey donkey after that. I'll just type no enable password. That's it. This will be gone. But I am not removing it. I'll type here enable secret. And we know both cannot be same. So I'm going to type here CCI, right? And when both are present, so it will ask for the secret only, right? So I'm going to type here exit and disable. So again, from the user mode, I'm going to go ahead by typing enable. And now this time it will be not monkey donkey, but CCIE, enable secret and not enable password, right? This is clear so far, everybody? Both are there. This is old one. When it saves this in the RAM, it says in the clear text. This is good because it uses MD5 and does not save it. You know what this is, CCIE capital, right? And only we know it. So somebody watching from my shoulder behind, standing behind me, can read this, but he has no idea what this is, right? So obviously this is better. And now look, so we have given all the passwords, right? You can read this in clear text, CCNA. This one also you can read in clear text. This one also you can read in clear text. Except for the enable secret, you can read everybody in clear text. Everybody is in clear text, right? Why? Because the service password encryption is disabled from the factory. So we can just go on the global mode and enables encryption, password encryption. Just type this much. Service PAWS tab, right? Or P tab from the global mode. So we'll enable this, okay? So let's go on the global mode and type SER, service SER tab, P tab. See, service password encryption. Do show run. Now what happened? We have enabled. See, these were three of them were no, no, no. Remember? But now we have enabled password encryption on the router. So even before this, when this was not enabled, even then it used to save this as a hash value, right? Sort of encrypted. But the others were visible in clear text. So it uses MD7, which is weaker than MD5, to say to right hash your, or let's say encrypt or hash your password. Now we only know what this was. This was monkey donkey, right? More. So I'll press space, space, space. Now look, console 0, MD7. This 7 has popped up automatically. You only know this is CCNA. You only know this is CCNA. But now it has encrypted or hashed all the passwords. Understood this command? Which one? This one. Okay. Yes or no? Everybody. Aditya, hey, welcome back. Dipti, Karthik, Neeraj, समझ में आ रहा है? Understanding everybody?
Yes, teacher.
Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, great. Thank you. So now, okay, and this I'll explain later on. Actually, what is this? Service timestamps log datetime MSEC. Log. See, what's happening is I'm at which mode? Global mode. So if I press, whenever it creates a syslog message, anything happening on the router, some event, let's say some interface has gone down, right? So it will automatically throw a syslog message, which actually begins with a percentage. So just to give you a small example, I'm just going to press here Control Z, right? Control Z. See, I typed here, press Control Z key. What happened? It has gone back one step, right? To the privilege mode. And this, anything that begins with a percentage, we'll talk of syslog later on. Syslog. It's a log message generated by the system. It's like it's the OS is talking to me. I'm the administrator, right? Sitting on with a laptop. He says, hey, admin, who are you? DJ man. This is some number here. Look at this 5. 5 stands for informational, right? Okay, I'll explain this syslog later on. Don't worry. These numbers have some significance, right? These numbers have some significance. They mean something. And we'll talk of syslog later on, not today. The numbers will vary from 0 to 7, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The bigger the number, the lesser important it is, less severe. The lesser the number. So 7, 6, 5 are not very severe messages. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So lower the number, more critical or more important the messages, right? So this one is not that severe. But anyway, we are not talking about syslog right now. We are just coming to know that we have just come to know that anything that begins with a percentage means it is a syslog message. Automatically generated. I mean, automatically mean you did something, so it has generated a syslog message. It says, man, somebody is configuring this router from the console. Okay, it's me only, man. I do it. I know it. So I don't even look at this silly message, right? Got it? But that's a syslog message. So what happens is the routers by default throw this syslog message on your screen on the console, right? This throw it on the console. If you want, you can store a Xerox copy. You can tell the router, okay, because there are hundreds and thousands of our branches worldwide, and there's one central syslog server in the head office, right? I want all these hundreds and thousands of switches and routers all over the world to throw a copy of their syslog message at the one central place in the head office or wherever in the so that one person can sitting at one laptop, right, or right, can view all these messages generated by different devices. Got it? Otherwise, I'll have to telnet into every device. India, from India, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, right, whatever. And then Australia, Sydney, and Australia, Melbourne, and then Hong Kong, and then Singapore, right? So all devices I have to telnet, and then I can have a look at all these messages, right? Syslogs generated there. So I want it at one place. So if we give a command, it will also save it on a central syslog server. But when it's we have not given this command right now, right? Don't worry. But if we give that command, right? So what's the command? So we don't have an external syslog server here, right? We don't have it. But in case, presume we have a syslog server, then we'll go to the global and say logging host, right? What's the IP address of the syslog server? Let us say it is just 2.2.2, just an example. Now that I have told my router to make a Xerox copy and save one copy of whatever syslog message you are generating here on the screen. Just make a Xerox copy and save on this external syslog server. Okay. So we are not discussing actually syslog topic, but this command, you got it. So now it will throw a Xerox copy there on the external server and presume that we have connection with 2222, wherever it is, right? But whenever, if it saves a copy of there, I'll show you the lab later on, right? It will not show the time and date. Why? Because this is disabled. It says no service timestamps log data MSec. So if we do this command, whenever we do this lab, I'll show you later on. We'll do that lab, and we'll give this command. We'll enable this. So when we enable this, it will save a copy there. But right now it is not saving with the time and date and month and year, right? So, but when we give this command from the global mode, it will save a copy on that external to server. But after that, it will also save with the date and time and month and year. Got it? That's it. Nothing else. I'll show you the lab later on. But understood this command? This is disabled, right? So even if you had a 2.2.2.2 server, and even if this router had sent a copy of this guy there, it would have sent definitely. You will see the same thing on that external server, but you will not follow when did it send? Last week, last month, last year, right? Because assume. You understand my point? But if you have given this, enabled this, that will tell you, okay, it saved this on 12th of May 2025 at in the night 2040, right? Whatever. You understood this command? If
Yes.
we enable this, right? Likewise, we don't have debug in our course. Debug commands, we can give a lot of debug commands. They are used for troubleshooting if things are not working. So there are a lot of debug commands. So it tells you actually, supposing I am connected to multiple neighbors, right? Let's say on the switch, on the left hand side, I got a Cisco switch. On the right hand side, I got a Cisco router. So what messages are being exchanged between me and my neighbors, right? So there are many other commands, many debug commands, right? So debugs are used to actually troubleshoot, right? That means troubleshooting means when things are not working. So we try and explore why things are not working, man. What went wrong? What is missing? Have I given a wrong command, or I have totally missed a command, forgot to give it, whatever. So it will give you some hint, right? Debug commands telling you, okay, something like this. Okay. So, but when you give a debug command, it will throw a lot of output on the screen here only. And it will be very fast and lot of lines will come up, right? Hundreds of lines maybe, right? But it will not have the time, date, and year and all those things. Got it? So that's because service we have this is disabled, right? Service timestamps debug date time millisecond MSec is disabled. So if you go on the global and give this command, and if you give a debug command, so it will, when it throws output, it will also put the timestamps. Got it? That means which year, which month, which day, what time, whatever. It threw this command out, right? Okay. So now I hope from here we have understood the first three commands, which is what? No service timestamps, blah blah, log date time MSec, and no service timestamps debug, blah blah, right? Date time MSec. Understood these two and this one also. And host name, of course, we know. And these two also. Yes, guys, everybody. यहाँ तक सब ठीक है? All okay till this point? Neeraj, Aditya, Dipti, Karthik. Yes or no? Yes or no? कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो बोलो. If you are not able to understand anything, tell me, then I will explain. I don't know. What is it that you are not able to understanding? Or that you are understanding everything, then you will have to say yes. Understood. Go ahead. Hello, hello. So we are not doing this practical right now. But you understand logic in theory? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So we are done with these commands. These two we are not touching right now. And this also spanning tree, per VLAN spanning tree we are not touching right now. This we know. So similarly, other ports, right? Whether you enable or disable. Ignore this also for now. Ignore these two also for now. And these two we know, right? And all these things we know. Yes? Till this point. Yes or no? ठीक है? I had just given a demo. I typed here logging host 222, but see, host had disappeared. On the real router, it would not disappear. But anyway, it is working. And these three and finally end. Okay, all good till this point. Do show start. Now we know how to save. Do WR. Erase startup and reload. We'll again bring it back to factory defaults. Yes, guys. ठीक है? Do show start. We know this. NVRAM also now it has saved. It is Xerox copy of all the commands, right? That we have. But now if I say host name monkey donkey, right? So what's my host name now? I have changed my router's name from R1 to monkey donkey. Correct? Do show run. Obviously, it has changed the name here, but not in the NVRAM. Do show start. Right? Not there. It is still R1. Understanding, guys? So if I say do copy from my startup config to my RAM, right? So it is running config. Opposite, right? Now I'm copying from my NVRAM back into my RAM. So NVRAM it was R1, RAM it is empty. So it says, what should I, where do I save these things in the running config? What should I keep the file's name? Should I keep it as running config only? So I'll just leave it right now. Say enter, leave it on defaults and not type monkey donkey or whatever, right? You get it? Jack and Jill, whatever. So now look, it is again I am back on R1. So name has changed from monkey donkey to R1, right? And look, it says logging or start, right? So it has started sending a Xerox copy to this guy also. Okay. CLI initiated. Of course, we don't have that router, but the router has started sending it, right? But the distance is not available. Okay, ignore this syslog for now. But you understood this, right? And look, it's sent there, but it is not showing you the time and all those things, right? So if you go there on the global mode, and if you say, if you enable this now, see, copy, paste. See that? Now look at this. So now, when I said Control Z, it has given us a Syslog message here, but now it is also giving you the time and date. Got it? Something like this. Yes, guys. Understanding little bit syslog, but now it has given you the, sorry,
टाइम जो है सर जीएमटी का कब करना चाहिए मार्च में
show clock. So this default time is what? We are in which year? Default time of the router, when we bought this router from the factory, time has come default from the factory. You got it?
Got it.
Therefore, nothing else. If you want to set the clock, you can say clock set. What is it? Hour, minute, seconds. So, कितना बज गया? 20, let's say 48 and 00. What more? A date is what? 12th. And what is this? Month is what? May. And year is what? 2025. So look, show, clock. Okay. So now it is like this.
Got it.
Control Z. So look, now it has sent a Xerox copy to that 222 maybe, but now this time it is showing you the time and date and all those things also, right? Something like this. Got it? So now we have enabled this one also, correct? We have enabled it. Show run. So now see, we have enabled this one also. And this is for debugging, that's it, right? So if we are not giving a debug command, but in case you give, right now it is timestamps is disabled, right? It won't show you the time. But if you just go on the global mode and just type this much, and if at all in the future, in the next course you come and or wherever you give a debug command, then it will throw the debug output with the time date also, right? That's it, nothing else. So not very, not something which is rocket science, but also not very big or crucial things from this course point of view. But we should understand everything. Okay, what more? Ping Telnet trace route we have done. Okay, so I am trying to see that we are able to understand everything. So whatever I have struck it off, right? Struck off, we have covered all these things, right? Enable config t host name, right? Why two times? It has changed the host name. Enable pass, enable secret line aux 0, right? And console 0 and VTY04, right? And banners we have done. One is not supported. Other gigabit 0. Okay. No IP domain lookup. Okay. Right. No IP domain. So we are disabling here DNS service. Domain name service, right? In the real life, we won't be doing this. But in the book and course and lab, see what happens is if I type here something, right? So it thinks I'm asking him to telnet into this device, right? So it's giving a broadcast or DNS server. We don't have a DNS server in our this topology, right? Nothing here, just for a router. That to nothing connected, not even a switch and the PC also. So it's actually giving it thought I'm asking him to telnet into a device known as whose host name is this. So it's giving a DNS broadcast. Hello, any DNS server here? Do you know who this guy is? R2 or Swiss 2 or whatever, right? Monkey Donkey. This any device named by this. If you know this guy, this a device whose name is this, kindly give me its IP address, right? Remember that? So, but there is no device whose name is this. And by the way, there is no DNS server also. So nothing is going to happen, right? It's going to just waste our 20-25 seconds here, right? And finally it will say, why I don't find any device here, not able to reach or not, or the command is wrong, something like this. So see this, what does it say? Unknown command or either this command is wrong or there's no computer by this name. Even if it is there, I'm not able to reach it, right? Unable to find the computer address. So that means DNS is also not working. Or the DNS is I don't have any entry, right? With I don't know of any device whose name is this, and I have a mapping of that guy and that guy's IP address. So I don't have anything like this, right? So what happened? I'll go to the global mode and I will just say now, don't ask DNS. Got it? Don't waste my 20-25 seconds here. So I'll just go and say no. And we don't give this command in the real life, right? I know IP domain dash L tab lookup. Okay. Understood this? Now, if I type anything from the keyboard, okay, I could have typed anything, but I'll just press up arrow. Look, now we are not wasting that 20-25 seconds. So instead of right asking the DNS, we said no, don't ask the DNS server. So it says, okay, I don't know that. Okay. So understood this command, small command, no IP domain lookup. So we have disabled DNS service.
So by
only.
default, it should be
Yeah, it should be
disabled.
enabled like this. It is enabled like this. Unless until we go and disable it. Okay. So
Okay.
it was this only, right? But some of the default commands they don't show in the show run command, right? So look, do you see here no IP domain lookup? Yes. We saw it now.
Yes.
Why? Because we disabled it. That means by default, what was it? It was enabled. But do you remember anywhere seeing this before? No. In the show run command, we never saw this command before, isn't it? I've given so many times show run command, but we didn't see this command anywhere. Why? Because that was the default, and many default commands it doesn't show in the show run command. Understood? ठीक है? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now this is also done. And now I'll tell you how to get into setup mode, right? Setup is like this. See this? I deliberately have gone into setup mode. Dash, 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 system configuration dialog. Would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Yes or no? So now I'll say yes. Why? Just to give you a demo. But in the real life, we always say no. Remember? But first time I'm saying here yes, just to tell you how setup mode looks like, right? What needs to be done in setup mode. So now see, instead of no, I said yes. Had I said no here, it takes us to router or R1 and user mode, right? So I said yes. So now it's giving us some instructions. At any point, you may enter question mark for help. Use Control C to abort configuration dialog at any prompt. Default settings are given the square bracket. Keep on looking ahead like this down below. Okay. So if you don't know, question mark, press it, ask it. And if you want to in between run away, then press Control C and abort, right? And run away, whatever. Now it says it's giving us some more information here and says, would you like to enter basic management setup? Yes or no? Now, what does it say? Basic management setup configures only enough connectivity for management of the system. Extended setup will ask you to configure each interface on the system also, right? As well. So would you like to enter basic? So whatever you say yes or no, it makes no difference. But I'll tell you what the thing is. Would you like to configure basic management setup? Yes or no? So if you say yes to basic, that means you have said no to extended. Correct? If you say yes to basic, that means you have said, sorry, if you say no to basic, that means you have said yes to extended. Okay, let me tell you. Basic means only those commands which are applicable for the whole device, but not the interfaces. Got it? If you say yes to basic, it will ask you to configure only those things which are applicable for the whole device, but not for the interfaces. For example, host name, enable secret, they are applicable for the whole device, but you cannot configure the interfaces, gigabit 00001. If you say yes to basic, and then if you say yes to basic, it will ask you a few commands that you can give, set it. But that is applicable for the whole device, but not for the interfaces. After that, it will pull you out, bring you out, and again you can go on the user mode and then you can now configure the other interfaces also. So we are not going to say yes to basic because it's not going to help us in the setup mode to configure interfaces. So rather I will say no to basic. So which means what? From the setup mode only, it will ask me all the things which will be applicable for the whole device, as well as it will also enable me to configure the interfaces also from the setup mode, right? So not a big deal whether you say yes or no to basic, right? Whether you configure interfaces from the setup mode or you don't configure from the setup mode, come out and then you configure your ports or interfaces. Okay, understood, guys? So I'm going to say no to basic, which means what? Yes to extended, which means what? It will allow me to configure all the ports also. Okay. Yes to basic means interval tak ki picture. That means we are watching the movie only till the interval. That means not the interfaces. And no to basic means we are watching the entire movie, right? Before interval, after interval. That means up to the all the commands which are to be given from the global mode, which are applicable for the whole device. As well as after that, we can configure the interfaces also, right? From the setup mode only. Okay. So I have said no to basic. So what's happening? No. First, would you like to see the current interface summary? Well, I didn't pay attention. I was just talking, perhaps looking outside and close my eyes, whatever. And first, would you like to see the interface current summary? Okay, I mean in the without paying attention, I by mistake press here enter. So it's telling me, okay, so these are your current interfaces on this router. We have a gigabit 0 port and a gigabit 1 port and gigabit 2 and one software only port VLAN 1, and this is the IP address or this is whatever, not assigned, whatever, and status and protocol and all those things, right? Okay. And here also I didn't pay attention. So it took us to the global parameters first before the interval, something like this. And it asked me to enter the host name because this one is already configured, right? So it suggested, do you want R1 or you want to change it to anything else, right? Whatever. So I didn't even realize that I was talking and I was pressing enter, enter, enter. So by mistake, I pressed enter. So it has taken R1 only, right? Now, the enable secret is a password to protect access to the privilege. We know this, right? This password after entered becomes encrypted. So it's asking me to enter enables. So again, look, I didn't pay attention here. And okay, it came out of that. And now it's asking me to enter some enable secret. So I'll type here CCIE. Okay. The enable password is used when you do not specify an enable secret with some older software versions. So in the older iOS versions, we had only enable password. We didn't have enable secret, but now we have both. So it's asking me to configure this. I am going to type as monkey donkey, right? And I know we are never going to use this idiot command, I mean password, right? Because we have the better one, secret. Okay. So the virtual terminal password, okay, it's asking me to set up the telnet password also, right? So actually, I'm talking, not paying attention on my screen. So actually, telnet password I would have typed here again CCNA, but whatever. Okay. So interface parameters. Okay. I don't know what it has taken. Perhaps not sure. And do you want to configure VLAN 1? So I didn't pay attention by mistake when it became no. Anyway, I would have pressed enter only. I don't want to configure VLAN 1. And gigabit 0, it said, do you want to configure gigabit 0? Actually, I wanted to, but because I'm just talking and looking outside my window while talking and not on the screen. So by mistake, I pressed enter. So it has, I mean, it didn't allow me. I would have otherwise said yes and then entered an IP address. But anyway, we can do it later on also. So this one, okay. So now for yes, now let me say yes here, right? So instead of, I did commit a mistake here. So instead of gigabit 0, let's configure gigabit 1, right? So IP address, let's say, let's give something, right? Random. This one. And subnet mask, no, I don't want this one. That's the default. So I'll take something else, right? Let's say this one. And do you want to configure? So I'll say no. I don't want this gigabit 0, 2 port, right? I don't want this one. See what happened? I said no, I don't want to configure this one. Then it says the following configuration command script was created. Look, it says this is what you have done, man, boy, right? So to the you change the host name from router to R1, and this only you know what we have given. I think it's CCI, and then this one you gave and VTY04. I don't know. We should have given CCNA whatever. And this one we didn't touch it. We said no, we don't want to use it. This also we said no, I don't want to use it. This one we said I want to use it, right? But okay, and then I think we have given no shut command, enabled it. And this one is shut down. So we said no, we do not use it. End. Now it says 0, 1, 2, 3 choice. And enter your selection. By default, it's selecting 2. What is 2? It will save this configuration to environment exit. See? So whatever it was asking and whatever I was supplying here, right? The answers to whatever question it asked, For example, the IP address and subnet mask and all those things. It's saved in the RAM, right? Now it's asking me, would you like to save it to environment exit? Right? So I should say yes. So I can just press enter. So 2 will be executed, right? Number 2. So it will now save all these commands to NVRAM also. After that, no worry, right? So if power goes or supposing there's no UPS backup, I mean, this won't happen in the real life, but lab, I'll still get all my commands. But instead of 2, if I type here 0, it will not save. If I type here 1, it will not save, right? So 1, if I type 1, what will happen? It will return back to setup mode without saving this command config, right? So it's an action replay, right? It will go back to again setup mode. Okay. And it will keep on asking questions. If you say 0, it will take you to the user mode, but it will not save any of the commands. Got it? Again, it will be router user mode. It will type enable. Then it will come to privilege mode. We'll type config T. And then again, we'll give host name. And again, we'll go under a gigabit port and give IP address and notion and all those things. Okay. So I'm just going to press enter. So this is your setup mode. Got it? This was your setup mode. So this is how we did from the privilege mode. I typed here setup and showed you all these things. But in the real life, we never get there. Understood, guys? See, I have taken a brand new router, just pulled it out, drag and drop. It is booting up, and there are no commands. So now it will automatically take us to the setup mode. But deliberately, if you want to go from the privilege mode, you can type setup and go. But in the exam, nobody is going to ask you this. In the real life, we never get into setup mode, right? See, we don't say yes here. We'll just say no, and we straight away come to the user mode. Okay. Now you know what to do. There's nothing here right now. This is your default. Show start. There's nothing there also. Right? Copy and start, do WR, whatever WR, and erase startup and reload. Right? So you don't have to do all these things, but I am telling you, if we do this, this will happen. This is how we do it. Right? Nobody's going to ask in the real life all these things, or you may not require to do it in the real life, or exam also you will not be required to do all these things. But because you are network engineer now or becoming a network engineer, we should know everything. Whatever the Cisco or course wants us to know. All okay till this point, guys? Okay. Yes or no? Understood this command also? Can I remove this? We have deliberately disabled DNS so that we don't want to waste that 20-25 seconds. So we have asked him, don't give a broadcast to a DNS, right? Don't ask him, hey, do you know Monkey Donkey? Any device named Monkey Donkey? Do you know? If yes, give me its IP address. Yeah. Bolo, isko उड़ा दूं? Should I remove this? Strike it off? Yes or no? Hello, hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Good. So this is one more command, IP host. Ping we have done. We know ping. How to ping.
Yes.
What does it do? Packet internet grouper. It comes on network layer, layer 3 of the OSI reference model, which we'll talk shortly, right? This week. And it is used to find out connectivity between me and any remote device, right? So Telnet also we know. Have we telneted? Yes or no? Yeah, can he? Like ping telnet is also command for remote management.
Telnet, we used to do it from putty or some application.
Telnet used to do it.
And
Yeah.
using putty, right?
Yeah.
For the remote connectivity, we need to use Telnet.
No, Telnet you can just give from. Okay. This is the router that we have configured. No. Is this the router that we have configured? No. So let me just delete these two routers and make a fresh topology. I want one router, one switch, one PC, auto cable, control gigabit 000 going to a fast 01, F0/2, second port going to PC. Okay. We know this should be this should be 10.2, right? This should be 10.3, correct? This guy's default gateway should be 10, sorry, should be 10.1.1.1 and not 10.2, right? Okay. So let me go and give this guy an IP address, desktop, IP configuration, static. 10.1.1.3, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway will be 10.1.1.1. This is very important. DNS, we don't have to give it right now, but just in case, real life Google DNS server, if you want, you can ignore that. May not give, no problem. And this one, interface VLAN 1. Remember, not the physical ports, logical port, management port. Configure terminal, interface, virtual LAN VLAN 1. By default is given here. We got to enable this and say IP address 10.1.1.2 and 255.0, just an example, right? Good. And if you want to set the default gateway IP from the global mode, default gateway will be the router, right? To go out of send a packet which is beyond this network, we have to send it to the router. So on the switch only, right? And I will give hostname of capital switch 1. Okay. Do WR, done. And here, let's start giving only the essential commands right now. No, enable, configure terminal, hostname, capital R1, interface gigabit, no shut, IP address. Subnet mask has to be same, right? Consistent. Do WR. Done. Now, can I ping the PC? Do ping 10.1.1.3. I'm just typing P. P stands for ping. Okay. So from the router, I'm trying to ping. See, this is amber. So it's not pinging. It will take 30 seconds. So I couldn't connect anything. See that? Now it has become green. So let's go and again say up arrow, do P. Now it should be able to ping it. See that? So success rate, one packet timed out because of that ARP entry, right? And 80% success. So router could ping the PC, right? And check this guy, CLI, ping, router. So it is pinging. See that? How do you check the IP address of this PC? Show IP, sorry, not show. IP config space / all. If you say, then it will tell you the MAC address also. It will show you the MAC address also. Otherwise, the IP address is here. 10.1.3 default subnet mask is here and the default gateway is here, right? We know this. Let's copy this. I'm looking at the last quartet, B4DE only, right? Easy for me to remember. Only last one, B4DE. So I can't remember the whole one easily. So I'll go and put a sticky note here, correct? Let's check B4D is switch. Sorry, the PC 10.1.3. Let me go and check this guy's app table. Show IP ARP or show ARP will work. 10.1.3 B4D, correct? So this is the router's app table. Got it? I learned it from my gigabit 0 port from that side. ठीक है? And this is me own. This is my MAC address, right, of this port. If you want to check, what is this? 3101 show interface gigabit 0/0/ me only router, right? So show interface. Look, this is up and up. Very good. This is my IP address and subnet mask. This is my MAC address 3101. See that? Of the port. Every port has got, Ethernet port has got a MAC address. Understood, guys? Sticky note here. This is it. Okay. And what about this guy? Do show interface VLAN 1. So do show interface VLAN 1 up and up, because we had set no shut 1012 and 0060 2F3 22 EC. I'll remember the last quartet, right? 22 EC. This is the switch MAC address of VLAN 1. VLAN 1. Sticky note. Go above. Click. Paste it here. Right? 22 EC. Check. Show ARP or show IP ARP. Sorry, show ARP or IP ARP. So 10 switch is not there. So let's ping switch P 10.1.1.2, right? Is it pinging the switch router? Yes. Now check show ARP or show IP ARP 10.1.2. See that switch 22 EC. Is it okay? समझ में आ रहा है? So router has got all its neighbors in the LAN, their IP and their MAC. Their IP, sorry, this is the switch. So router's neighbor, this one, that guy's IP and MAC, and this is a PC. Everybody in this network need not be a directly connected neighbor, right? So like this. So everybody maintains ARP table, right? Check this guy. Do show ARP or IP ARP, whatever. Both commands will work. So this is the router, and this router's MAC address. This is me, this is my. So I don't have the PC 10.1.3. So let me ping the do P 10.1.1.3. That's the PC. So I'm from the switch, I am pinging the PC. Now it has pinged the PC also. So show IPR. So PC is 10.1.3, we know. And B4D, this is the PC's MAC address, right? B4D, the PC's MAC address. Okay. So abhi kya yahan tak to we have done it so many times till this point. Yes or no? Where are we? So have we done ping? Now telnet. See, if I telnet from the telnet, let me telnet. So for telnetting, I have to show run. I have to configure telnet, right? It won't work like this. First, I have to click inside and type show run. Space, space, space. See, I have not configured anything here. So if I go on the switch or the PC and give a command telnet, I can't. Right? I can't. I'm going to give a command here telnet. And what's the IP address of the router? 10. It says open connection. Oh, but see, I am on the PC actually. But I tried telnetting, but I can't see here R1. So we know what the problem is. We haven't configured telnet here on the R1. So let's configure password. Config T global mode line VTY space 04 again, and then simple password CCNA. And I'm going to say login. And I don't require to give this logging synchronous right now, but that's okay. Just a good practice. No exit timeout, right? These two commands. Good. Do WR. Saved it. Even if you don't save right now, nothing is wrong. I could have still gone on the PC and said what? Now again telnet. See, now it's asking you for a password. CCNA. See that? Now, without getting up from the chair, I'm now, because we have not given enable secret, so it took me to the user mode, but let me go on the router and give enable secret also. Enable secret. Let me give CCNA. Okay. So now I'm here and I have already turned it into the R1. Okay. Now enable, and now I can give CCNA, and now I can view all the commands, or I can change also commands, right? So I can remotely configure device. Okay. And this case, all of them are in the same LAN, but we could have a cloud here through ISPs and then London there, Australia there, Malaysia there, and from India, I can turn it into any of the devices provided. We are talking about intra-network connections. Connection is there, right? And if I can ping, then I can also telnet, provided there's no firewall in between, which is going to prohibit me from telnetting into that device. Okay. So like that also it's possible. So remote management. अभी telnet समझ में आ गया दोस्तों, right? Yes or no? So if I go on the switch now and give a command do. So for telnet, see I've given control Z. If I give a command here telnet 10.1.1.1, then also it's okay. See, CCNA. I'm into R1, right? Exit. Back on switch. Okay. If I just type 10.1.1.1, then also it means telnet. I don't have to type telnet before 10 on 1. I can straight away give 10 on command. Then also it's again telnet. Okay. But look, now I'm on exit, right? I'm on R1, again back on switch. But now if I type here R1 or ping, I can type full ping or just P also. Switch 1, it doesn't work. Say it's giving a DNS. So I cannot ping or telnet by name. Got it? I can ping or telnet by IP address, but not by name. So if I want to ping or telnet by name, what do? I go to my global mode on the switch and I give a command IP host, and then I'll give that guy's R1's host name and the IP address. So I'll type IP host capital R1 and 10.1.1.1. Got it? What will I do on the switch? I'll go on the switch and type IP host R1 and 10.1.1.1. After that, I told him don't ask the external DNS server. But what actually a DNS does is it has got every device's name and IP address. That's what I'm putting it in me only. So why look outside when I have inside with me only? Got it? So this case, I have on the router one. From router one, I can ping or telnet the switch one. But I can ping or telnet the switch one by IP address, not the name. So from R1, if I want to ping or telnet the switch by name only, then I go on the router and type IP host. That other guy whom I want to ping or telnet by name, that guy's name and that guy's IP address. Got it? So now if I just say ping and that guy's name, I should be able to ping. Or telnet, that guy's name, I should be able to telnet. Got it? So look, what happened here? I said ping switch one, and let me go and disable no DNS, right? No IP. So we don't waste that time, right? Domain dash lookup. Now I disable DNS. I'm now going to say IP host. Who's that guy? R1. What's its IP address? I want to now ping or telnet by name, right? So if I just say ping R1, does it ping? See, my name also is pinging now. If I just say now R1 or telnet R1, look, my name also I can telnet. Understood this command, guys? समझ में आ गया? Easy. So if I am the admin at the headquarters, I got 100 countries, 100 branches, right? Supposing. So admin is going to be here actually on the laptop, right? But whatever. So if I want to telnet into R2, R3, R4, R100, switch 50, switch 100, right? Whatever. So R, blah, blah, blah. I can just give host name as Pune, right? Paris, right? London. You get the point. From here, if I want to ping these guys, I'll have to remember these guys' IP addresses. 200 dot blah blah blah, 150 dot blah blah blah, 99 dot blah blah blah. You get my point. 150 dot blah blah blah. Instead of that, how easy it is. Ping Mumbai, right? From here, let's say this is Delhi, right? So now I will, or on R1, I will go and once for all, I'll have to give this command IP host R2. Let's say its IP address is 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot, just an example, right? Now I can ping out telnet by first name. Again, this is, let's say R3. Again, I'll go and say IP host R3. And again, what is this IP address? Let's say this is 2.2.2.2. So I can give 2.2.2.2, right? And likewise, again, I'll go and say IP host switch 1, right? Switch 1. Make sure capital, small, whatever. And then let's say this guy is 3.3.3.3, right? Just an example. So after giving this, even if I got 100 branches, 100 devices, I'll have to give 100 times once command, right? But once. After that, throughout whole life, I can just say ping, right? Switch 1 or switch 2. You get my point? Or R100. Instead of typing the IP addresses, it's easy for me to type by name. So it could have been, the host name could have been Paris, Pune, London, whatever. You get my point, everybody? Understood this command also now? IP host. Yes. Can I strike off this one? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. So we don't have a lot of time now left. Okay. Ping. Telnet. Can I remove them? No. I will remove ping, not telnet. Though you know now telnet, but I'll tell you more about telnet later on. Today I don't see a lot of time. Okay. Now, where are we? Terminal monitor, right? One last command was shown there. Terminal monitor. Where is it? So I'm on switch, exit. So, okay, I'm on switch only, right? So now I telnet into, let's say 10.1. That's a router, right? CCNA telnet, right? After going there, I give a password CCI. This should be CCI. I don't know what was it. Anyway, show run. What was the enable secret command? I don't know this, man. CCI must be anyway. I mean, nothing to worry. I think it's CCI. And I will give a command now here. Terminal monitor. And I'll say now configure terminal man. I'm not given no IP domain. Okay, it's difficult to explain like this because, see, let me explain you here. You'll get the point. Supposing I am here, R1. I am here or with a laptop. Who, me, DJ, right? I'm here. So what do I see here? I see here R1, user mode, etc. Right? Correct? Because I am connected on the console port, management port. Let's say this guy is connected to R2 or switch to 1, whatever it is. Okay. So, and let's say this guy is connected on the console port, right? DJ2. But he's also a guy. And what does he see on the console here? He sees R2. Correct? This guy sees R1. Right? DJ1, DJ2. Fine. Now I turn it into this guy, R2. So what should I see here? After giving the password, first it will ask for a password. I'll give that, right? CCNA, PCNA, whatever. And now I'm at user mode. If I give enable secret, it will ask me for another password. Let's say I've given that XYZ monkey donkey whatever. And now I'm here. Okay. Whatever it is. Now, if this router sends a syslog message, right? Blah, 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 whatever happened, right? I would not be getting that. If I also want to have a look at this, whatever little bit tidbit syslog message is sent, thrown on the console, which this guy can see, I cannot. So once I go there on R2, I have to give a command here, terminal monitor. I don't have space here, so I'm typing here only, right? Terminal. After giving that, whenever this router throws a syslog message, I will also here be able to see the same syslog message. Understood? Otherwise, without giving that, after telnetting there, I have to give that command, terminal monitor. If you don't give this command, only this guy on the console, he will be able to see the syslog message. I won't be. Understood? But now that after going there, I've supposing given the terminal monitor command, if this guy throws a syslog message, I will also be able to see it here on my screen. Yes, very simple. Yes, guys, understood? Terminal monitor. Yes or no? Uradu, should I remove this? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
See, everything may not be, you may not have to use everything in the exam, but we should know everything. I don't care. I don't care what the exam asks. But from right now, we are going from A to Z, all knowledge base. Okay. Obviously, the exam will not ask you. We are going to cover 1,000 things. Exam is not going to ask you 1,000 things. So today the time is up, but we have managed to cover all the commands on the router of whichever are relevant from our course point of view, right? Plus, right, all these commands in showrun, whatever the router shows, plus most of the commands, I mean, that we have struck off today also has been covered. Can I cover this? Can I erase this? Service password encryption. Yes or no? Hello, hello, hello. Can I strike it off? Yes. Aditya, Deepti?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So where's this one? Others have left. And traceroute, we have done it earlier, right? So can I remove this one also? Traceroute kiya hai na pehle? When we had configured RIP on all the three routers and end to end we had connectivity. Remember? So it showed you 10.1.1.1 and 20.1.1.2 and 30.1.1.2 and 40.1.1.3. Only the N3 devices. Yes or no? Trace route.
Also, could you please do that once again, like brief about it?
Trace route.
Yeah.
So it was like this. I'll show you here. Is that okay? Trace route was like this. So let's presume we have a switch here. Let's presume we have a layer 2 switch here and R3. Let's presume, of course, we have a layer 2 switch here. So this is what? PC1, PC2, and we have 10.1.1.1 here. Yeah. 20.1.1.1 here. 20.1.1.2 here. Yes. 31.1 here. 31.1.2 here. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
41.1 here. And 41.1.2 here. And 41.1.3 on this guy. Yes. So after we have got given IP addresses and let's say this is 21.1.2. Oh, sorry. Then let's make this 21.20. Let's make this 31.1.20. Whatever, right? And this is 41.2. Okay. So now if you ping from PC1 to 41.3, that is PC2, it pings. After configuring RIP also, right? Correct? So that means we have end-to-end connectivity, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. So if you go on PC1 and give a command, tracert 41.1.3, that means this guy. What will happen? First is it tells you where do I go. It shows you the path. Got it? So this one, not this one. Got it? Because this is layer 2 switch. These are layer 3 devices. This is layer 2 switch. So it will not show you this. It will show you only this one and then this one. Second hop is 21.1.2. Got it? Third hop is not this one, but this one. And finally, fourth hop is will directly tell you the destination. If it can reach it. That's it. So it's telling you the path. And had we had multiple paths also, right? Then you know it went like this and it didn't go like this. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So it's a tracing the TRSCERT, trace cert. But on the router or switch, we say trace route. right? Sorry. Trace root, ROUT, full command. On the PC, it is not TRACEROUT, it is TRACERT. That's it. Remember this. Switch your router, trace root. And then you have to give the IP address. Okay? So we can stop here today. Any
Yes,
questions,
sir.
any doubts? Please ask.